What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Conversation Piece, the place where we experience Indianapolis through the perspectives of all of its incredible people. I am Patrick Armstrong. I am your host, and I'm excited to be back here in 2025, the year of community. We've got some really cool stuff going on this year in the back half of 2025, and we are also rolling the show out a little bit differently. So make sure you tune in on social media at Conversation Piece Pod, and then catch up on all of the episodes that you may have missed at conversationpiecepod.com or wherever you get your podcasts. But while or until you do that, we have a really incredible conversation for you today. My guest today is a producer, writer, and rapper hailing from Indy's West Side. This is technically his third appearance on the show, making him one of the show's most featured guests. But it's the first time that we've actually got to sit down face-to-face, one-on-one, and have a conversation. So I'm not going to waste any time. It is my great joy and privilege to welcome the man of mystery himself, Maccolades, to the show. How you doing, Mac?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here.
Happy to have you. One of the most iconic first appearances where he joined 4200 Corey way back in the day in 2024 and sat directly center frame of the couch at round table, not mic'd up while we had a conversation. That still makes me laugh to this day. But I'm super glad to have you. I've been a big fan of your music, literally, I think, since that moment. And we were talking about it a little bit more, but I'm excited to get a conversation on record today.
Definitely.
So, like I said, man of mystery, not much out there about you on the internet. So
very intentional.
For folks who are tuning in right now who maybe don't know who you are, do you mind sharing just a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, man. I'm a music nerd, really. Nerd about anything music. I am a producer, rapper, artist. Been doing this for a very long time. Usually don't attach a face to when I, drop music, but here we are.
Here we are, putting a face to the beat.
Yeah.
What did you grow up as a nerd of first? Were you into music first? Were you into other things first?
Actually, before I got into music, I tell everybody this, I was a nerd of games and, comic books and stuff of that nature. I'm a huge comic book nerd. And favorite superhero of all time will always be Spider-Man, Batman at a close second. But I just grew up loving those. I actually used to draw a lot.
Okay.
And I was a visual artist before I was a musical artist. And I took a lot of inspiration from comic books I read or games I played. I'm like, let me draw that out. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
do you remember the first Spider-Man comic that you picked up? Was it a comic or was it a TV show?
It was definitely a TV show.
Okay.
It's actually the old school Spider-Man.
Oh, the 90s one?
Yeah, the 90s one.
Nice.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. And then also Batman, the old school Batman as well. I used to watch for that with my cousin all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing beats that. Batman, the animated series,
one of the best.
One of the best, yeah.
Yeah. What about game? What was the first game you picked up?
The first game, I want to say Spyro, Crash.
Okay.
A lot of PlayStation hits, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Halo, when I got a little bit older, but yeah.
With the shows, but because I think Spider-Man for sure, that cartoon had an iconic theme song. Batman the Animated Series also had an iconic theme song, but they also had a really good score.
Yeah.
But then games, like those games that you're talking about, and in particularly Halo, have pretty memorable scores.
Definitely.
Were you clicking that was something you were interested in as well? Or were you just I'm here consuming this product?
I will say that because I was also a nerd of other things, I really loved Harry Potter.
Okay.
And the score for that is something that stuck out to me. I could hear that anywhere and I know, oh, that's Harry Potter. Exactly. It was, and it made me excited to watch every time. I've seen every one. I've read half the books because they're long books.
They are long books.
I just loved it. And Star Wars too, very memorable score with that. And I feel like I definitely did pick up on that at a young age too.
Okay, I like it. Music a movie music guy. Nerd. Was that something that you picked up from like family or friends or people that you were growing up around where like they also
Like
tuning
comic
into
books.
stuff, or like were you like this was just stuff that you discovered on your own?
I like to say that I have a very creative family on both sides. Like my pops, he was a visual artist,
Okay.
which is kind of why I got into it.
Yeah.
He was very great, like drawing different things. My mother, she can draw too, even though she probably would think otherwise. But I've seen a lot of stuff she used to draw when she was younger, and I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I have extended family. I'm actually related to Ro James. I don't know if you know who he is, but he had a hit song back in, I want to say 2015, 2016. He's a R&B artist.
Okay.
And I found out at a family reunion because his pops was right there. And I'm like, yeah, that's your cousin.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's crazy. And then I have a lot of family that sings, especially on my mother's side, beautiful voices. Whether it be in a church or just singing out of hobby. You know what I mean?
A lot of creativity and the roots and the family tree.
Yeah. And I feel like it just trickled all the way down to Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So visual artist first. You were drawing, inspired obviously by the comics and by animated shows and stuff. When did creativity turn into like song making?
So when I was younger in elementary school, I used to be in this program because I was a bad kid. So they tried to put me in a program that would kind of like be outside of class, that would help me, channel my creativity.
Okay.
And it started off with me writing stories. And like I said, I was in the comic book, so I would like draw out the panels, write what they're saying, and even have like a written version as well, like just writing it down like a normal book. Like I used to love doing that. And as I got older, I just kept doing that. And then when I got into middle school, my teacher, shout out to Shaquan Eli. He was one of the best teachers I've ever had. But we used to have vocab that we used to have to learn. And he used to put it into song form so that you remember it. And we used to have to get up in class and perform it. And a lot of the kids did raps. I was one of those kids. And it was just something about it. Like I don't want to say I was better than everybody there, but
you can say that.
I was one of the ones that stuck with it.
Yeah.
After that point.
Yeah.
Because I just loved it so much. Like a background in music already, and just the music that I was hearing from either my mother or my dad, it just stuck with me. And then from that point on, I just kind of kept going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Started releasing music in middle school. I released my first song was a remix I did. And it's so trash now. I took it off of everything. Because it's so trash, but I put it on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And it was one of my most listened to songs on SoundCloud. It had over 300K listens.
Damn.
And mind you, I'm in middle school at this time, so I'm like, I'm the man.
Yeah. You basically made it.
I made it in middle school, and nobody knew about it because I was so secretive about my craft.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I love doing this, but I didn't have the confidence to back it up. You know what I mean? And I released that song. Nobody knew it was blowing up but me, so I'm just in the corner like, yeah, I'm going to be out of here in a second. And yeah, but
was that middle school Mac's like goal? So once you started to do the music and like, we're like, oh, this makes sense. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It was like, I'm going to use the music to go to other places.
Yeah. Ever since then, it's just been narrow focus. Like, music is everything. Like, and also coming from a music background, like the music that I heard and everything, like I just wanted to try everything when it came to music. Like I tried singing at one point, dancing. I was in a play in school and all that. So I was just trying anything music to see what fit, you know what I mean? And rapping was one of those things that stuck because I like writing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
When does the producing part come into play then?
The producing part is actually a lot more recent. Started doing that in 2020.
Okay.
And my mother always was like, it's always my mother, and she's always right most of the time. She's like, if you're going to make this music, why not try to do everything that comes with it so that you can say that it's all you? Because it feels more authentic and it feels more gratifying. And for the longest, I'm like, I don't want to do that. It seems complicated. Like, I just like rapping.
Yeah.
You know? But I always had an ear for music in a way that a producer has an ear for music.
Well, I mean, you're listening to scores as a kid, so for sure,
yeah. And funny story, my uncle actually makes scores for movies as well. But I just always was into rapping at first, and then producing came along in 2020 because, you know, we couldn't do anything because of COVID.
Yeah.
I'd fresh off of graduating high school, and I was like, let me find something to do. And I went to Decademics. Shout out Decademics. They're the reason why I am a producer right now. Specifically, Longevity and Metronome, DJ there. Great guys.
Yep.
But they was like pushing me while I was there. They was like, you can do this, you know. And I started off on Ableton. Sean was showing me the ropes. And I just fell in love with it right then and there.
Nice.
All I needed was that extra push.
Yeah.
And I can say with confidence right now that I am a better producer than I am a rapper. And that's because, like I said, I've always had an ear for the music. And like my favorite thing to do is sampling. And I have this extensive catalog of music in my head.
Sure.
That I can pull from. And I just know what sounds good together. Like writing songs, putting songs together is something that I still love to do. But like producer, man, it's just a different ball game, you know?
Yeah.
Different type of satisfaction that I ain't felt, you know?
I want to get into, I appreciate you sharing that. I want to get into this like creative process because that's why I'm like, so I did a little rapping. I do a lot of writing, but I did a little bit back in the day. But I think similarly to you before, like producing always felt like you almost need to like go to school, like truly like go to college to understand how to make a beat. I never could. I never felt like I could wrap my head around it. But one of the things I really love about now that I know this part of your story and knowing that the producing is like later on is just how like you put stuff together. And especially thinking about how you not only create beats for like other songs that already maybe exist, but then are able to put a song and lyrics or vocals from a song on top of something else that you maybe not think would go together. Yeah. So I was wondering, like, if you could dive into when you are sitting down to like craft, like what do you like? What's your start, middle, and end? Like, what does that look like for you?
See, when I first started, it was very sporadic. I used to like start with the drums first because that's what I was taught. I was taught that if your drums are not hitting, the rest of the song might as well be trash.
Sure. Because
the drums is like the foundational part of each beat. So I used to start with the drums and then add a sample or a melody, and it would come together that way. Now it's more so like wherever I find inspiration from is where I start first. And what I mean by that is I feel like we talked about this in a previous interview too. Well, not me and you, but interview that I've been on.
Yeah.
Like you find inspiration in like the craziest ways.
For sure.
And I can find inspiration, like I could be at like a job or something and, you know, doing something like stamping papers. In the beat of me stamping papers, I'm like, that'll sound cool if I go home and replicate that, turn it into a beat. Or I'll be out somewhere, like this happens all the time. I'll be at a store or something, and you know they play that store music.
Yep.
And I'll be like, nobody's paying attention to this, but this is hard. This song is like fire, and I know a way that I can make this even better. Like, and then I take it home. I start with the sample. And I chop it up how I want it to sound, pitch it, EQ it, do whatever. And then I add the drums. Like now it's kind of flipped. I don't add the drums first, I add them after. Just because I love songs and I love sampling and I love getting that chop off first. And it just makes the drums come so much easier after that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the process, like I could either work like 30 minutes, 10 minutes, or an hour on a beat. It just all depends on how in-depth I need to take it.
Like some stuff just kind of comes out. Like the 10-minute beats are like, they just kind of form very quickly.
Like I hear a sample and it's like, oh yeah, I know exactly what to do. Chop it like 5 minutes, other 5 minutes, put the beat together or put the drums on there and it's there.
Do you ever like hear an inspiration and then just catalog it, and then it's like you don't get back to it for maybe a few months?
Definitely.
Like, okay.
That's why, because I'm very forgetful. So doing that is not necessarily helpful for me.
Sure.
All the time, but it's just natural. I do it all the time because I always find inspiration. But when I do that, I try my hardest to go home and at least get the, like, they say get your ideas out on paper first.
Yeah.
And come back to it later. And I do that with beats. I like start it, or I just do so much as upload the sample into my program.
Yeah.
And then save it.
Yeah.
Just so that I have it. And then one of those days I forget and be like, what's this? Tap on it, comes right back. And then I just start cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Any original productions that you've done that took like a real long time, but that you're proud of, that you like had like to come back to it a few times?
I would definitely say it was a mix I did actually with my own beat. It was a Dolce mix. And that beat took me so long. Like, and the beat is so simplistic, but it took me so long to get just because, like, I was trying to overthink it. I was trying to do too much. And I'm like, let me come back to this when I have a fresh, like, mindset about it, because I was trying to add this and add drums and add more bass and add, some type of bridge and stuff. And it's like, I don't need to do all that. Yeah. Like, the sample speaks for itself.
Sure. Is there like a trigger that says like, oh, that is too much? Yeah. Or is it now just like at a certain point, there's just like so many things. You're like, okay, there's too much going on.
Now it's a switch. Now I try to go into it as simplistic as possible and then add on, as opposed to like going crazy right off rip. Because like I could spend like all day on the beat. Yeah. To be honest, just adding different things and adding different layers of sounds, and it doesn't take all that to make something beautiful. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now I just go simplistic. That's why I really appreciate like the Alchemist, Madlib, people with that like boom bappy feel. Sure. Because they don't do too much. Like they let the samples speak for themselves. Their chops are still crazy, but the drums they add, like, it's very minimal. And it works. Like, Freddie Gibbs and him just dropped a project, and you can hear that. Like, he didn't do too much. Like, I could probably go and replicate a lot of the stuff that he did, but he just made it right. You know what I mean? For sure. And, like, simplicity is, like, sometimes the best outcome. You know what I mean?
As a producer, do you, so especially somebody who samples and uses samples, do you, like, produce to the sample, or is it like, are you still thinking about, I am making this beat for another person who might hop on it, or like what's the, like, who are you doing it for, I guess, when you're putting the beat together?
I would say that I am definitely doing it for me. To be honest. Yeah. Not for me to rap on, just for me, because like I said, I love music. Yeah. And I just love hearing back what I create. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I always 100%. I have to think like, I want a rapper to rap on this, but like the more stuff that I get into, like, I'm just loving this for me right now. Yeah. And I definitely love for a rapper to hop on any of my beats. But sometimes I make it so difficult too, because I make it so like you just listen to the beat and be like, there doesn't need to be a rapper. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like specific too. It would be like a very specific person that maybe would need to come on there. Yeah. Have you ever had somebody like hop on one of your tracks that you like, because you have yourself on YouTube, and so like people can just like hop on it if they want to, and you're like, you don't have to name names. I was just like, no, but have you ever experienced it where it's just like, that wasn't what I was kind of intending, even though it's like cool that people like, I was inspired to write over this.
I feel like whatever beat that I put out, it's never going to be what I intend for it to be, because at the end of the day, like, I'm still a rapper. So I'm rapping to my own beats. For sure. And I hear it completely different than how they hear it. Not to say that it's bad, but like
it's just different.
Trey Dope, for example. I don't know if you know Trey Dope.
I don't think so.
He's an artist in the city, very dope. He has a project with Jeremiah Stokes.
Okay, yep.
But he hopped on one of my beats. Both of them did. And they took it a completely different way than what I would have thought. And it was one of those beats where I was being kind of intricate with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it doesn't need a rapper. But they took it and they made it something beautiful.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. It wouldn't be what I would have did as a rapper.
For sure.
But it was still beautiful at the end of the day because it was different. It was them. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
Do you have cuts of beats that are out that you have written verses and hooks to that will never see the light of day, but they're like your quote unquote reference tracks?
Yeah, I have a lot of drafts.
Okay.
I have a lot of drafts. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. I have a lot of drafts. Cause a lot of the beats, like, I'm like, they're so good. Like, I want to rap on them, but I just gotta let them go.
For sure.
You know, because it's always another rapper that's going to have it, like I said, a different perspective on it. And I'm very interested in hearing that, like with all of the beats that I make, whether it's for me or for them, like I just love hearing other people's takes on my beats.
Yeah.
And I just love that. But yes, I have a lot of drafts. A lot of beats that's out right now, I probably already rapped to them. Got a verse to them, saved. I just probably never drop it.
I'm going to be listening to some of your stuff now differently. I'm thinking about, okay, what's he okay, so you talked about how you, for one of the Doechii tracks you made, you put it to your own beat. You were like crafting a beat for that. Another thing that you do that I really enjoy is the mashups that you do. Can you walk me through that process of like when you hear, because some of the things that you put together, like I would never have thought. And I'm just like, I'm really interested in how. And I think it goes back to like this history of like particularly scoring, like film scoring and stuff like that, because I think it takes a particular type of ear and creative mind to be able to make those two things work.
Yeah.
So how does that work for you? Like, does it start with beat, or does it start with the vocal, or is it just depend?
It definitely starts with the vocal.
Okay. Because you get these out quick, too.
Yeah.
Like GNX dropped, and I think you had one the next day.
Yeah. I try to be on it because I got some competition out here, and I got to...
That's true.
You know, like... and shout out to Spectre and Black Mass, both of which... Spectre, I kind of started hopping on the wave later, but Black Mass I've been following since I was in middle school.
Okay.
And it's crazy because now we're kind of like in the same lane. Like, we interact with each other all the time.
Nice.
And it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of my biggest accomplishments right there, was tapping in with Black Mass.
Yeah.
And Spectre too. Like, he had a whole bunch of Squabble Up mixes that was going crazy.
Okay.
Articles written and everything. And I'm like, that's dope. And then he tapped in with me, and we're following each other on social platforms, you know, throwing ideas out there. And it's just insane to me because these people that I essentially idolize.
For sure.
Like, I'm just in cahoots with now.
Yeah.
And that's one of my biggest accomplishments. But I typically start with the acapella, and I just listen to it for maybe like 10 to 20 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I can hear this, that, and the third. And then the beat comes after. Like, because I am a rapper, I can hear different pockets that I could add this to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And like I said, I have an extensive catalog of music in my head already. So, and sometimes it sucks because I don't remember the names of certain songs. And I'm like, this would sound so fire.
Yeah.
I just don't know the beat name or the song name to put this with.
But you know, like the melody.
Yeah, like I hear the melody in my head. I'm like,
Do you ever try to do it and Shazam it? Like just Shazam.
Yeah, I try to Shazam my own voice all the time, bro. And it never works. I'm like, you know what I'm trying to get to. Like, but it always starts with the acapella, and I listen to it, and then the beat comes after. I sometimes have to go back to my playlist and just listen to beats and be like, okay, sounds cool. I might have to speed this up a little bit more. I might have to, pitch this a little bit so that it's on the same key. And then it comes out. And some things it just clicks, like, oh, I'm hearing like GNX, like Squabble Up, for example. Like, and it's crazy because now that I'm in like competition with other people, I have to get them out before them.
Yeah.
Or because there's a lot of ideas that I have, and they already did it. And I'm like, dang. But like the Squabble Up, for example, like I believe I put that with a Pharrell song, and I put it with something else as well as did it to my own beat. And it just that one just flowed naturally.
Yeah.
And just because, and it depends on the artist as well. Like if they're more like, you don't notice I haven't done a lot of Earl like mixes, a lot of Mike mixes, and that's because their flow is just hard to catch.
For sure.
And it doesn't sound right on everything.
Right.
And that's one of the main things. I don't want to put something just for the sake of putting it together.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna make sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I just start with the acapella, put the beat on there. Sometimes I start with the beat. Like if I hear a beat and I'm like, I need somebody on this that's not the original person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is kind of a spoiler, but I've been working with the ring beat, or not beat, acapella, as well as the Sugar on My Tongue.
Okay.
I've been working with that since that came out. I still can't get it.
Yeah.
Like he made a song that I cannot put a mix to. And there's been people that's done it before me. I just can't put my brain to anything else.
Yeah.
And it's so difficult. And I have like drafts, but it's like, it's nothing going to touch the ones that's already out.
Yeah.
And it's nothing that's going to do justice to the original song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just okay with leaving that one alone for now. Yeah.
Well, like you said, there are other people out there doing it. So sometimes, like, because of the urgency when stuff drops, like to get things out, sometimes people do hit on something that it's just like, okay, that's what it should be. Yeah. And maybe there isn't anything else.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like another thing that sets your mashups and anybody who does stuff like that apart is the quality of the vocal track, the acapella. How are you pulling those? Do you have a software? Is this legal information that you can share? You getting into secrets. I've always been wondering, I'm like, it's basically like the background remover on Canva. That's how I think of it. It's just like, it just wipes it out. And I'm like, I've done stuff with vocal stuff to try and like pull just the vocal, even using the AI. And I'm just like, this is not good. But like some people are like, I'm like, did you hit up Top Dog and like, get them to send you to the stems? Like, what is happening here? You don't have, if you don't want to spill the secrets, that's okay. I was just like, I'm just always like, this sounds so good. It's like they almost had to have gotten cleared by the by the label. I
will say that I have a program that I use to do that. I would say that.
Okay.
And as far as like clarity, there is some things that I have to do on my end.
Sure.
Like I have to EQ it somehow. I have to add some type of filter, reverb sometimes. Like I did a Travis Scott one to a JMSN. I don't know if you listen to him.
Yep.
I did a Travis Scott on his beat. And I had to EQ Travis's voice because, he uses a lot of auto-tune.
Yeah.
So a lot of it was already there. I just had to come in and clean it up.
Yeah.
But yes, I use a program to strip the vocals from the from the song. And it doesn't always turn out right.
Sure.
Like I said, I have to do some cleanup work, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not giving away too much secrets.
Well, then the beat, because then with the mashup, like you can cover up some of the stuff too. On the technical side of a mashup, like you talk about like the flow, it just got to match, and you find something that really like hits the pocket. Are you doing it like technically to like, oh, this is a time signature thing? Like I know it's like a 4/4 or whatever.
Not necessarily.
It's just like for you, it's like a feel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like some things I have to like speed up, like whether it be the beat.
Sure.
Well. So what I do is I don't touch the acapella at all.
Okay.
So that it stays authentic. I just find things that I think would sound good on it. I don't want to speed up the acapella. I don't want to slow it down or anything. I want it to stay as natural as possible so that it sounds natural as possible. Yeah. And whatever beat I choose, I might have to speed it up. Like especially like older songs.
That makes sense.
If you notice on TikTok, a lot of people love like slowing down and speeding up songs anyway.
Yeah.
And like if I get like an old school song, like a Marvin Gaye song, and I speed it up, they're gonna love that.
Yeah.
Just because it sounds different and it's something you can like vibe to, and it's like familiar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and that's like almost the art of sampling in itself. Is kind of like you're sampling the song anyway because you have to do a little bit of tweaking.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is going to actually lead into a question that will bridge us into Off the Pavement.
Okay.
When it comes to getting past the like licensing barriers for your mashups? Is that a barrier that you have to overcome, or is what are you doing enough to the original to make it different enough that it falls under like fair use or whatever? Stuff
fair use.
I don't know if I'm just throwing out words that I've heard YouTubers
fair
use.
use never really helps me because I still get stuff taken down sometimes.
Okay.
And I never really thought about like just going to the people and be like, you mind if I drop this?
Yeah.
Especially because I get asked all the time, like, put this on Spotify, put this on Apple Music. I'm like, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't just put that on there as if it's my product.
Right.
Because I will profit off of it and then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
But as far as like social platforms, I've gotten to, and like I said, I'm not giving away too much secrets.
For sure.
But it's a certain amount that you can post. And which is crazy because I see other people do it and with no repercussions. But for me, it's a certain amount that I can post because you notice they're short.
Yeah.
That I can get away with. And that just incentivizes me to choose the best part of the mix. Or like the hit part. Like, for example, the Nokia mix that I made.
Yep.
I chose the beginning part of that song along with the beginning part of Slow Jams because that is an iconic song.
Yep.
And Nokia, it just, it was a song that had just came out and it just worked. Yep. You know what I mean? And I only posted a little bit of it and it went crazy. And then same thing like on YouTube. Like YouTube, I can't post too much. Like I try to post the full thing and it gets taken down or, it's restricted in certain areas, which sucks because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm creating something original.
Sure.
I hate when people say like, oh yeah, this is better than the original because I have nothing against the original.
Right.
Like I love the original track.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a way to listen to it from a new perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's got to be love if you inspires you to do it in a different way, in your own way.
That's literally all it is love and respect because like Overcast, for example, dope artist, shout out to you. I would love to work with you. But he's a producer as well. And a lot of his beats inspire me all the time to just go and cook. And then his like rapping, because I've been following him for a long time, he's just progressively gotten better and better. And every time, whether it inspires me to rap or inspires me to like take his vocals, he has a song with Samara Sin, I think that's her name.
Yeah.
And that song is like fire. And it inspired me to go put that on different beats and like see where it works. And that just like kudos to the artist too, because like kudos to you for sounding good on different things.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Especially, you're taking people's flow and you can put them to whatever. It's like, that's how you know you flow.
Yeah, especially like Kendrick. I mean, everybody knows Kendrick is great. But like he's one of my favorite people to do mixes for, him and Tyler, because they sound good on just about anything.
Yeah.
But as far as the licensing goes, I just post just enough to where it's not going to get taken down and to where I can still, give it to the people. You know what I mean? Because that's all I'm doing is just providing a service. I'm letting you listen to this essentially for free.
Right.
Because I could like it behind a paywall and be like, if you want to hear this full mix, then, but I try to post all my mixes on like SoundCloud, places where I'm not profiting so that it's no problem. And just go from there. You know what I mean?
Well, the reason I call it a segue question is because you just dropped a new project.
Yes.
And it's currently only on SoundCloud because you've been trying to get around some of the clearance issues for some of the samples.
Yes.
I'm really glad that the project called Off the Pavement is out on SoundCloud because the thing is fire. The whole thing is banging.
I appreciate that.
How long have you been working on this one? Like, how long has it been in the tank?
The name itself, Off the Pavement, has been a name I've had since like high school. And it's just been a concept that I just kind of stored.
Yeah.
And the songs came later over time. Like one of them songs I wrote in like 2023. And I finally put it to a beat and I finally put it out. I've been working on that project for a while, and Off the Pavement essentially is me like stepping into my own lane as an artist, because I feel like as far as like publicly, I've been attached to different things.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of just me coming into my own as an artist because I haven't always put a face to my name to begin with. And, I've had name changes here and there.
Yeah.
And this is me kind of like stepping into the role of Maccolades. You know what I mean? Like people know Maccolades, the producer, now more than the rapper. And it kind of hurts a little bit because rapping is where I started, my foundation. And now it's just like I want people to know all of who Maccolades is.
Yeah, the whole story of Maccolades.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. That I got some lyrics that I wrote down, just like some one-off lines and stuff. And in Gone, you say, that's why nobody knows what a young dude has in store. And I wrote that. I clocked that one just as like, it felt like, hey, you're about to experience some things like that I've been keeping close to the vest. And it's time to make this statement. What makes this like the right time for this project to come out as you kind of step into this new
honestly age.
Okay. He's only 23.
I'm only 24. 23, finna be 24. But honestly age, because even as a 23-year-old, we all have life experiences. We all have,
for sure,
like our baggage that we carry on a day-to-day. And I feel like I've experienced so much to the point where I'm comfortable enough and confident enough to talk about it. And whether it be stuff that I've done wrong or stuff that, just happened to me and that I had to recover from. And I feel like I'm coming into an age where it's like do or die for me. You know what I mean? Like it's people that make music well into their like 40s, 50s. Like Jay-Z does it. Andre 3K does it. Kendrick is finna be 40 and he's still doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's not necessarily what I want to do.
Sure.
Because I feel like I want to take all of my 20s, all of my 30s to build that foundation of, okay, this is a fire rapper.
Yeah.
He's dope at what he does. And then the later years, I want to fall back as my producer. So, you know what I mean? Like, and still have it.
For sure.
To whenever, like, if it's the artist that prompts me to want to, feature on their stuff, like, I still got it.
Yeah.
Type deal. But because I'm becoming a little bit older, I'm about to be 24, I want to hit the ground running now. I just want to focus all my energy into showing everybody, like, who Maccolades essentially is.
Yeah.
So that I can, take all this time to prove, who I am and what I got in store. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing this for a long time already, and I'm just now seeing the fruits of all of my hard work,
The next door is open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I appreciate it. Like we shared earlier, you started doing this in middle school, but you didn't let people know who was doing it because you didn't feel confident in like how people might receive you, despite the fact that they were clearly receiving the song and the music that you were creating. And now with this project, it's like I had like in this whole period of time, this 10 plus years, like I'm here now where I do feel this confidence and I can step into the light a little bit, step out of the shadows. Anything that you did on this project, like anything that you reached into the bag and pulled out that you've been wanting to do on tracks or on a project in general that you really got to do this time?
I love singing. I love singing. I'm not the best singer, but I love doing it. And somebody who comes from a background of people who sing for like just out of, hobby or just, you're singing in the shower, but they sound amazing doing it. Like, I've always been jealous.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like, I want to sound like Chris Brown, too. I want to sound like Jacquees or somebody that, makes good music when they sing. But I just love singing, and I feel like I've reached into that bag a lot more on this project with the melodies that I put together, because I always tell people, I'm not the best singer, but I know what sounds good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like the melody for sure.
Yes. And the last song on there, the self-titled track, it's one of my favorite tracks on there because of how the song is all like put together and my melodies on that track. Like, I don't think I've created something similar. to that track. And it's just me, like, of course I'm rapping, but the melodies on it is just insane to me. That one, as well as Selfish.
Okay.
And the melodies on that as well. Like, I'm creating songs where I'm essentially singing.
Yeah.
And it sounds good.
Yeah.
And I love singing. One of my first favorite artists was Michael Jackson.
Hell yeah.
Like, and I try to replicate his voice all the time. Nobody can. Nobody can do that.
Yeah.
And that's just something that I take pride in now. And even Tyler talks about it all the time. Like, even though I think his voice sounds great, he says he can't sing. But the stuff that he puts out where he sings does numbers.
Yeah.
And people love it.
I think, like, a lot of people try to emulate other singers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what people really resonate and connect with is when people, like, just sing for themselves.
Yes.
Because it does sound good because they're singing their own voice and not trying to replicate Michael Jackson or another person who, you know, who sings well. I'm singing, like, low key. That is my, if God could bless me with a gift, it would be the vocal cords to sing well. Yeah.
And one of the people that kind of inspired me as a rapper and a singer, believe it or not, is Chance the Rapper.
Just dropped a new album that is pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie.
Album, man, Chance is back.
Chance is back.
Chance is back.
Big day, no more. Goodbye. Old day. We're in a new day.
But Chance the Rapper, he inspired me a lot, especially on the singing tip, because he tries to sing a lot too.
Oh yeah.
And it sounds good.
Yeah.
Like, and I try to emulate his voice a lot too, and you can't do that. He has a very unique voice. But in terms of just trying to get it out through a, like, melody.
Yeah.
Like, man, he inspired me for days with that, man.
Acid rap, one of my favorite projects of all time of any musical genre.
A lot of people don't even know. Like, these newer kids don't even know.
They don't know. They don't know about hidden tracks on acid rap.
Exactly. They don't know about Acid Rap 2 that never officially, it was an unofficial, official release. Like, bro, they don't, come on now.
I remember when that dropped and he went to South by Southwest and he did Juice.
Yes.
And I was like, bro, that's like, that Juice is one of my favorite songs of all time.
Me too, bro.
Okay, so now I got to ask this then. You dropped a single, I think, last year called No Such Thing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that inspired? Is that a homage, like, to the producer?
Kind of.
Okay.
Man, that's what I was saying in that song is, like, nobody can really touch me. And it's cliche to say as a rapper, but I feel like every rapper feels that way about themselves in some type of capacity. And that song was so fun to make. Yeah. Because I'm just literally just flexing my pen a little bit, not taking it myself too seriously, just having fun with it. You know what I mean? And it's no such thing as a guy like me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I produce. It's not a lot of artists out here that can produce, rap, write for real. And not, I'd seen an article, Baby Chief, he has a dope song, but he said that he used AI to help him write. And I'm like, what type of bag are we in right now? Like, I would never fathom using, like, everything that I put out is authentically me. Yeah. Like, I've written everything. I've had to go through the troubles of writing trash bars to get to the good ones. You know what I mean? And, like, it's just unfathomable.
Can't even say it. That's how fucked up it is.
Exactly. Like, I could never use AI to write anything. I've told my mother this. She was like, would you ever, like, write for somebody else or have somebody write for you? And I'm like, I would never do either one. Because, first of all, if I write for somebody else, I'm always going to write from my experience. Sure. And it just sounds weird having somebody else speak on my experience when I could very well go in the studio and do it myself. Yeah. As well as having somebody write for me. Like, I'm more than capable to write. Yeah. You know? And like I said, I can go through the trash bars to get to the good ones. Yeah. And that just makes it all better.
We just do it. You're putting the work in. Like, ChatGPT is, at the end of the day, a workaround. Yeah. So it's a shortcut. Yeah. And I can't imagine ChatGPT creating any bars that are good. Man. Like no. So is this project then, is this all Mac production, writing?
The production,
everything?
No. It's funny you say that because I have yet to produce anything that I feel like is meant for me. Like everything that I've produced has been like, okay, I can hear this person on it, I can hear this person on it, but not me. You know what I mean? And like I said,
even though you have the drafts.
I have the drafts. It just doesn't sound like me.
Okay.
And
doesn't sound like it's particularly a project like album or mixtape cuts for sure.
Not even like single worthy, because like if I was to drop it, I feel like it would be a disservice to myself because it's not the sound that I want for myself. Because you know, Mac is a very specific image. Yeah. And I just want something. If I'm going to create something holistically, I want it to be the complete package. Yeah. You know, I don't want it to be half or, you know, whatever. But the production on Off the Pavement is a lot of dope producers. Specifically, one of my favorite producers is Tonga. It's very dope. I found him on YouTube a while ago, and I've used his beats like crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of dope producers that I grab from, and I utilize all the time. Like I said, I have songs where I produce. Right. They're just tucked.
Yeah. Do you think that you'll ever get to the point where you are producer, rapper, or okay?
Definitely. And it's been a tug of war battle because I second guess a lot when I create something, and I'd be like, okay, this sounds good in this moment, and then I listen to it a whole bunch, and I'm like, okay, I don't like it no more. Yeah. And that's been the case. That's why I have so much music. Like I have a lot of music. I just haven't dropped a lot of it. Yeah. And that's just second guessing. But one of, if you can't tell, like Tyler and Kendrick are my favorite artists. For sure. A Tyler interview, he said, like, you're thinking about it too much. Like, just let the people hear it. Drop it. Like, what are you holding on to music for? Why are you being so intricate about this?
Why are you being so stingy?
Yeah. Like, why are you doing too much to where, like, you're not even allowing people to give their own opinion about it? Yeah. You know? And I'm trying to get out of that. I'm trying to drop more. I'm trying to, you know, show people what I'm capable of, whether I like it or not. You know, it's something that I created, felt compelled enough to create. So why not put it out?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, part of the next step is of the work is like, okay, I can let some of this maybe what I feel is imperfect go. And who knows, maybe that's the thing that even more people start vibing with. That bring more eyes and ears and attention to the work you got going on.
Like I said, like the tracks where you might not think is like your best, everybody might love. So yeah.
Drop the drafts. Drop the drafts folder. Speaking of collaborators and working with other people, we have a recurring segment on the show called Give Them Their Flowers, where we ask our guests to shout out a person or persons they feel right now deserve their flowers. So, Mac, who do you think deserve their flowers at the moment?
Man, this is artists. It's a few artists. Eli G is this guy who goes by Number 3. Dope artist. Me and him actually go way back. And I just trying to get him to drop more music. So follow him. Numbah, so NUMBAH 3 spelled out, I think, or the number. One of those. Go follow him and tap in with him. He makes incredible music, man. And he just doesn't drop enough. Same problem with me, I guess you could say. But like, he just doesn't drop enough. And I'm like, bro, you're dope, bro. Like, he can actually sing. And he can actually rap. Like, it's not a lot of people who can do both. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he's just dope. So Number 3, as far as Eli G, I'm just gonna go with that. He's dope too. Like, he's gained a lot of buzz within the last year. He did Streets last year. He's doing it this year. I will be there. He's just one of my favorite artists at the city right now. As well as some up and coming people. I want to say shout out to young Kasey. I'm not sure of what his rap name is, but he goes by Kasey on Instagram. And he's cooking up some cool stuff. He produces as well. I believe he's trying to get into a rapping bag. He's dope. And also shout out to all the guys at SBF. I see what they're doing. You know, they're putting on for the city for real, and it's all love right there. And two Tuft rugs. It's not a music related one. Two Tuft rugs. My guy Armand, he makes some dope rugs. He has an MF Doom rug, which I still have to cop. Like, he's dope.
Like a floor, like area rugs and stuff.
Yes.
That's cool.
He has one of those.
You do that locally here?
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's dope at it, man. Tapped in with him like I want to say a month or two ago, and seeing him at an event. I was like, bro, this is hard, bro. Like, and he's got a follower out of me since then.
We're big rug people in my household. So,
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like my wife, like we always be like, she's always looking for rugs.
Yeah,
so.
he's dope. He has rugs he has a I think he has a Yes Sirs rug too for when the Pacers was in the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah, he's dope. And as well as my best homie, Myia Jenay, she's working on some stuff. She's mainly into modeling, but now she's getting into her artist bag.
Okay.
And she's, I'm gonna just say she's working. I don't want to give away too much, but she's working on something beautiful. But yeah,
the mystery man. We're not sharing too many things about anybody that's got going on, but we got stuff going on.
Gotta keep some things close to our chest. You know?
Well, we're gonna link everybody in the show notes. So I'm gonna have you send me and make sure I get everybody's stuff so we can link everybody in the show notes. Check all them out. Check everybody's out and support their work. City's got a lot of stuff going on.
Definitely,
City's got a lot of stuff going on, including what Maccolades got going on.
Yeah.
All right, a couple more questions for you before I let you get out of here. As you kind of step into your own, but also as somebody who has been part of the creative scene for over a decade, what is something that you want to see more of from this creative community that exists here in Indianapolis?
I want to see more content, honestly. I just want to see people.
I feel like you've been talking to yourself.
I mean, yeah.
You've just been talking to yourself.
Mostly because, I mean, it all relates, you know? And I just want to see a lot more people, like, just dropping stuff. Like, a lot more people showing up to events. Like, I see a lot of the same faces every year. And I love it because it shows that we have a strong community. Yeah. But I want to start seeing more new people. Yeah. You know, I want to see people not afraid to be like at streets, for example, and, you know, come out and, you know, perform or just be out there. Like, I know somebody who still gives away CDs. Like, you know how aged that is?
Pretty aged.
But I love it.
I don't even know if I know somebody that owns a CD player.
Exactly. But it's just the tangible things
100%.
that, you know, other people aren't doing, you know. Giving away a CD is like, I want you to have this in your home. For sure. You know? And that's dope. That's why I love records so much. Like buying vinyls. Like I have damn near all of Tyler's vinyls. I have damn near all of Kendrick's. And it's just the tangible things because like I have this because I love your music so much. Yeah. You know? And I just want to see a lot more people just out there just getting it, you know? Just out there putting stuff out. Showing love to, you know, the people that came before them because, you know, it's a lot of legends in this city already that, you know, if they didn't pave the way, we probably wouldn't have a scene at all. For sure. You know, like shout out Skip, one of my favorites, Maxie. Here I'll go forgetting names again. But
hey, two legends right there.
They know who they are because
100%.
Everybody knows they legends. But yeah, man, I just want to see a lot more people out here just dropping their stuff, man. Yeah. And showing their creative processes, showing how creative they can be. Because we have a lot of people in the city that's creative. Yeah. Like the people that I named to shout out, like, they're dope. Yeah. They just haven't put nothing out. Yeah. And like I said, I'm speaking to myself. But yeah.
Well, I think people are feeling a lot more empowered to do so. Mm-hmm. And even if it's like, we don't do free labor on the show or in any of the work that I do. And I say that, I preface what I'm about to say with that because I think like even if for some reason the money isn't there, like I think people are like, I need to say this shit. Mm-hmm. I need to express creatively in this way. Yes. Whether it's music, whether it's visual art, whatever the case is, like people got something to say. Yeah. And I think we're in a time right now where it is almost more harmful to not say it if you, especially if you've been marginalized or aggrieved in any way by systems, by the country itself, by other people. Like, if you got something to say, it's time to say it.
Exactly.
And I couldn't agree more. Like, if you got something to put out, like, I think we want to see it. We want to see it.
Whether it's some monetary gain or not, like, you should definitely put it out, because, like, you always, like, hear people say, like, if you're good at something, don't do it for free.
Yeah.
Like, forget that, man. Like, if you're good at something, let people know.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because how are you going to get money if nobody knows?
Exactly. Exactly.
So you got to start somewhere.
Yep. People can't help or support you if they don't know that you need help or support.
Exactly.
So, all right, I got one more for you. I'm gonna close it out by prefacing another lyric because I think it wraps everything up. But on Breathe, you write, "In time I will see the blessings unfold, and the clock will tell. Every lesson learned will come to light and will reveal itself." And I feel like that is a great kind of encapsulation of this conversation, but an encapsulation of, like, what you have been doing for the last 10 plus years to reach this point in time in mid-September when you're stepping out from the shadow and you're really letting people know, like, this is Mac and this is what he's about.
Yeah, man.
Last question. Okay. What's the best way for people to find you, to follow you, to support you? How do you want them to do that?
You know, I hate this portion of anything I do because my name is so long. I have to change it on Instagram. I have to. Like, people know I'm Maccolades at this point. I could just change the name. But Maccolades, I'm going to take it slow this time. M-A-C-C-A. See, there we go. There we go. Maccolades on Instagram. Maccolades, let's just say this. Accolades with an M slapped on top.
Accolades with an M slapped on top.
And funny story, I actually got that name from, as a kid, my grandmother used to say I was a Mac. You know, I would grow up to be the biggest Mac because the girls that I had around me. And I heard a lyric from, shout out Akeem Ali. He's a dope artist. Yep. He could rap for days.
Yep.
But he had a bar where he said, I'm a Mac with the accolades to prove it. And I feel like that line just, like, encompasses, like, everything that I am. And I just slapped the Mac accolades together. Maccolades.
I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, you can follow me on Maccolades everywhere. On Twitter is Maccolades without the second A. Or... yeah, we're just gonna...
we gonna link it.
They'll link it.
We'll link it. We'll link it in them show notes. Mac, it's been a pleasure to have you sit down and to learn a little bit more about your creative process. For this to be a place that you can step out of the shadow a little bit and step into the light and share.
Yeah.
Excited for people to be tapping into the project. Excited for all the new stuff that you're going to be doing here, and excited for everybody that you mentioned that's coming up in the city and doing cool things. So thanks for what you're doing, and thanks for being a part of this community.
Definitely.
For everybody else, new episodes of this show are rolling out really strangely. So make sure you just follow us on the website at conversationpiecePod.com or at conversationpiecePod on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube Shorts or on LinkedIn. We are all over the place because we're just trying to get eyes and ears on the show. And if you've been liking or watching or following the show, make sure you subscribe or follow us on whatever the platform is and like it if you enjoy the content. Last but not least, I couldn't do this without my team. Shout out to John Overton, Popular Rapture on the mics, Mike Lee Productions on the cameras. Shout out to the Studs and to Pattern for the space. Shout out to Madeline McKinnon and Frida's Flowers for sponsoring the show and always being a great partner. And shout out to Maccolades for being an incredible guest and incredible artist in the city. Shout out to me for hosting the show. This has been Conversation Piece, and we will see y'all soon.
We out.
We out.